Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So today we are doing my Orcust deck. It's definitely a budget version. We're not playing Gearsu. It's a great card. I'm not sure if if it makes the deck $100 better because that card is very expensive, but it definitely does make the deck. It gives you another normal summon, really good normal summon. But we are making do without it, and this is an excellent version to play. This is actually Orcust Machina. We got a really nice Machina engine in here. We'll get to that. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. We have some awesome decks coming up, including like Rocket, Zombies, Altergeist, Mermail, all kinds of good stuff coming up. So, and I'll probably even be doing my version of Gookie, like Nightmare Gookie or Rusty Bardich Gookie, something like that. So let's get right into this one. Starting with our Orcust engine, which of course is going to be 3 Orcust Nightmare. Basically, you're just going to banish this card from your graveyard, and then you're going to send another Dark Machine type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So that really gets your Orcust engine going. Definitely the card you always want in your graveyard, and we have very easy ways of doing that. We'll get to those soon. We played 2 Symbol Skeleton. Basically, you're going to banish this from your graveyard and then special summon an Orcust monster in your graveyard. Play 2 Brass Bombard. You're going to banish him from your graveyard and then special summon an Orcust monster from your hand. So they all work very well together. The only issue with them is whenever you use their, banish to then use their effect from the graveyard, for the rest of the turn, you're only going to be able to special summon dark monsters. So normally, you're going to go through kind of all your other plays and then start activating these, if possible. Obviously, if you can't, you have definitely lots of options for still just special summoning dark. That's a great thing about this deck. And then to go along with these, you definitely want to play World Legacy World Wand. If this is in your graveyard, you can banish it and then target one of your banished Orcust monsters and special summon them. So again, he just kind of goes along with everything, and he also, again, does restrict you if you use that effect. You can only special summon dark monsters. And then for our normal summons, we have 1 Armageddon Knight for basically getting any of these to the graveyard. 3 Scrap Recycler, and then to go along with that, we play the 1 Scrap Golem. So we do obviously play Scrap Wyvern in the extra deck. It's just a really, really good engine, especially in this version with the Machinas. It just is very, very good. Basically, Scrap Recycler is going to send a machine type monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then Scrap Golem, when you get him out, you'll be able to special summon a Scrap monster, which will be Scrap Recycler from your graveyard to then use his effect again. Both of them, neither of them are a hard once per turn. So if he leaves the field and then you're able to get him back to the field, you can then use his effect again. Same with Scrap Recycler. So for the Machinas, we are playing 3 Fortress. This is an easy way if you open Nightmare and Fortress to discard both of them to then special summon out your Fortress. Or actually, in that case, you might even be able to just... no, it does. If you open these, you'll send them both to the grave, special summon Fortress, and then you'll be able to then, banish the Nightmare to then get whatever else you need to the grave as far as Orcust goes. So this, again, gets your engine going, gets you a monster on field to then go into your link plays. Really good. And then Megaform is, again, really, really nice in this deck because you're able to kind of recur this back to the field. If a Machina Fortress is sent to the graveyard, you'll be able to then banish that Fortress and then special summon him. So again, it's just getting you a free monster on board to do whatever you need to with. Yeah, very, very good card. Potentially even play him at 2. You could always play 2 Fortress, 2 Megaform, because he does allow for some really, really good combos. Play 1 Metal Cruncher, Fairly easy to get out with the Machina engine, and it's a way of getting to your scrap recycler very easily, because you just reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters from your deck, which they are, and then you can add one of them to your hand. So it's, like I said, basically just a way of searching a scrap recycler is how you usually want to use it. One Irradiator. Again, you're going to just discard a Machina monster, special summon him from your hand. Really nice. And then you can target a machine monster you control, and then special summon a Machina monster with a different name. Very, very nice. Possess Storage. This is the only one that is a dark, so it kind of does have some more synergy if you happen to be able to special summon him. But it's your way of special summoning a Machina from your graveyard. And then Citadel is usually just kind of the icing on the cake. You are normally just using it actually as just like another extender, but you can obviously leave it on the board. That's a way of just getting rid of a lot of monsters on your opponent's field. But yeah, like I said, you're going to be destroying monsters with like your scrap engine, so getting him to the field is usually a fairly easy matter. And then for kind of our other monsters that we're playing, Gizmekorochi got another reprint. So this card is just super easy to access, really nice with the scrap engine. Just again, another free monster on board to do whatever you need to with. Same thing, Crystron Rosenix. This, you're basically wanting in the grave because you just banish this from the graveyard and special summon a machine token. Again, for ease of access to some of your links, like your Lib or Union Carrier, or even IP Masquerena. You have quite a few options to do with that token. And then since we're playing Union Carrier, Dragon Buster is really nice and really easy to get out, just for a nice little lock. And then with Rusty Bardich, we are playing 1 Silent Boots and the 1 Ancient Cloak. That should seem pretty standard by now. Any deck where you can get to, Rusty Bardich, you want to be playing those 2 cards. They're just amazing. So that is it for the monsters. Like I said, we're going budget, so that's why there's no Gearsu in here. But this works very well, and you have a lot of super simple combos. Not simple, but super simple to get to combos with 1 or 2 card combos still. And then for our spells, a really important one in this version, obviously, is going to be Machina Redeployment. You just discard a card and add 2 Machina monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. Very, very nice. Playing Upstart Goblin. We're playing 40 cards, so why not? Called by the Grave, it's at 1, and this is kind of a combo deck, so Called by the Grave helps out. Foolish Burial, you have so many targets for this card. Definitely play it. Monster Reborn, again, just getting free monsters on board is never a bad thing. World Legacy Succession used to be a super, super expensive card, and I only like 1 because if you need to get to it, you can go into Lib, and you're not always going to be able to go into Lib because it's a light, so you kind of have to go into it fairly quickly before you start activating your Orcust monsters in the grave because she's a light. But she's just an easy way to get to your World Legacy Succession, and that again, just another, you just target a monster in your graveyard and special summon it to a zone a link monster points to. So again, just another version of Monster Reborn. And then for our Orcust cards, Babel is probably the most important one. It's the one you always want to get usually first with Galatea, because it's going to allow you to activate the effects of your Orcust monsters in your graveyard or link monsters as if they're quick effects. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard and then add this back to your hand. So really good card. And then I opted for the traps to go with 2 Crescendo. Main reason for that being, it's just like a free negate, basically, counter trap. Really, really nice to have, and it also has a graveyard effect where you can banish this and then add a dark machine monster that is banished or in your deck to your hand. So super, super nice. And so normally on your first turn, you're going to be getting, like I said, Babel. So having just easier way of opening a crescendo as well. Having a set crescendo, a Babel, is really nice to have. And then in addition to those, 2 Fog Blade is rounding out our deck with the traps. Again, we're playing Rusty Bardich. You have very easy access to him, so therefore you have easy access to 2 free monster negates, effect monster negates. So really nice. Like I said, we're going 40 cards. That is it for that. Extra deck, your most important starter card, Galatea. Like I said, pretty much your way of getting to your Babel, and just kind of getting everything going. And then we play the Lib. That's your way of getting to your World Legacy Succession super easily. All it requires is just 2 monsters. Don't even have to be effect monsters. And then we play a Longirsu. He's kind of cool. He cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then you can target 2 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and then send a linked monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. So he has a diagonal pointing arrow and an upward pointing arrow, so you can a lot of times get rid of a monster that can't be targeted or whatever, because you're just sending the linked monster to the graveyard. So kind of nice. Scrap Wyvern for our scrap combos. Union Carrier, the main reason you're playing this, and of course you want to get to this early because it is a light, is to then equip a Dragon Buster to whatever dark monster you got. Really nice for a lock. Barricade Board Blocker allows you to discard, protects your field spell, and it's another dark. So an easy way to get to Rusty Bardich is through Barricade Board Blocker. Again, doesn't require effect monsters, so just 2 monsters with different names is all it requires. So that's where, again, that Rosenex does come up. Just having that machine type token can be nice for an easy Barricade Board Blocker. And then really nice card to have in this deck is IP Masquerena, because you're going to be able to special summon a lot still on your opponent's turn. So you just get free monsters to link away with this, to go into stuff like Unicorn to interrupt your opponent. Super nice. Best card in the extra deck, Rusty Bardich. Just you make this card, you get 2 free monster negates. And then our Link 4s, we got Topologic Zerboros. Super easy to get to. He's another dark. Just a really cool, nice card to go into. And then our last Link 4 is Unchained Abomination. Again, a nice dark option to go into. And just has some really cool effects. Super cheap too. And then our final 2 cards are, of course, 2 Dingirsu. Got a reprint, so I believe he's like $250 a piece. But yeah, he's amazing. You can make him with your Orcust Link monsters, so you don't have to actually make him with your level 8s. But since we are playing the Machina engine, you have the option of actually making him, I believe. Not too easily though, but yeah, normally you're almost always just going to take like a Galatea and then overlay into a Dingirsu. Really nice to make him. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. Going with Orcust Machina for the nice little budget version. Definitely not weak in any way. You have a lot of really nice stuff with the traps. The whole Machina engine and the scrap engine just really help the deck out a lot. Keep it able to, get some nice boards going. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll catch you on the next one.